Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. The narrator's off for this weekend, so it's just me in the studio, and I'm going to be talking about one of my bugbears of Kickstarter, and that's Bloat. Yeah. Please let me know in the comments below what your bugbears with Kickstarter are. But let me tell you all about Bloat by, first of all, going to a Kickstarter that's live at the minute, which I'm in love with, and that is Tanares RPG 5e. So let's go there first. Well, good evening from Mexico here, and today's video is going to be all about the subject of Kickstarter Bloat. When Kickstarters just give you so much surprises in the campaign. Now, Tanares Adventure series, you can see I'm backing it here for $317. Why? Well, this game. I'm a Tanares late backer, and I really want to get the miniatures and card kit. And I want to go into the RPG, which is going to extend it because basically you play Arena of the Contest campaign that bleeds into Tanares Adventures. That is then going to have a. From this, you're going to then have a campaign, the Penumbral Pack, which takes you then into the campaign book here. And then once you've done the campaign in the books here, you then go into the RPG here. So it's like a massive linear story that you can go on, which is phenomenal. And when you get to the RPG, the final bit of the story, it branches out. You can do whatever you want then. You can make your own content, etc. Or you go on the internet, find what people have done then for Tanares, right? So it's fantastic. But I knew coming in here, coming into this Kickstarter, that it was going to cost me that. I knew it. Oh, and the cost also. Why is it $317? I want my free dragon painted. This is good to answer this pledge. I want my free dragon painted, right? Because coming into this, I'm like, oh, I really hope they have a painted dragon option, because I've already getting the dragon collection painted, and I didn't really want a dragon that's unpainted with my painted ones, because I don't, Anyway, we got this. So coming into the campaign on day one, and I saw this, I'm like, yes, that's something I need to put on. Cosmetic, yeah. And the other thing that I want to put on here is the, I need to go down here. The other thing putting on basically is the add-on to play the RPG story as a solo campaign or without a DM. I must have gone completely past it. But this is a good point anyway when I remember the stretch goals. I did want to talk about this. To not have a dungeon master and play the RPG campaign, fabulous. We're going to learn more about this on this campaign. But yeah, sticking it on my pledge because it's definitely like, oh man, so exciting. But I knew of everything. I knew the high costs coming in here. I knew what you were getting with each pledge. And when I first saw it, I'm like, bloody hell, $249 when I first saw it. And then I kind of went into the detail. Because they had like an early, they had a preview to the Kickstarter before it actually came on Kickstarter. And giving me that information up front, or giving it on day one, let me consider actually financing this, and if I really wanted it. But I'm going in deep here with Tanares Adventures. I'm fascinated by it. This is going to be the biggest campaign of everything I've backed. Even compared to Madara Acts 1, 2, and 3, Gloomhaven, with Jaws of the Lion, and the other expansion, that, whatever, I can't remember what it's called, and Frosthaven, they're going to be absolutely massive. But Tanares, with all the content in the RPG, this is easily going to be the biggest and the massive campaign linearly, if you go through it all. So exciting. And the only surprises we're getting now, during this campaign. The only surprises we're getting are surprises that are free, first of all, and second, they're fascinating. So on these stretch goals, look, a spider mini in the villain pack, which is going to be replacing a smaller spider, you might say, in the storyline campaign. So these coming in the villain pack are basically updating a normal mini into a super mini for the bosses. So this is really good, and they're going to be great also in the RPG when you make up your own stories, right? Anyway, all this is super great, and everything you're seeing in here is going for free. Just to learn about this first subclass, the Chaos Domain in Update 5, it's like, oh, so exciting, this class. Very exciting class. And all this stuff is like really, really cool. Like we don't know what these week 1 quests are, so there's still mystery on the campaign. We don't know what these week 2, week 3 is. So this is really going to be fascinating for the updates. And then when an update comes, it's going to be very exciting, because they've not even had time to really explain all these stretch goals here, but they are slowly going to tell you all these in detail of what they are and what they mean for the game, because they're very, very good at their updates, Dragori Games. Also in the campaign, it's adding like gameplay things in here. For example, more open world quests have been unlocked. We're getting more NPCs, more equipment in this one. We are getting a monster card for Tanares Adventures, so this is going to be a new thing happening in the campaign, right? Possibly a side story or a side boss in one of the quests. NPC for Cirrus and some Cirrus equipment. Hang on, she's a non-playable character. Why should she have equipment? Fascinating. Like, this is the mysteries in the stretch goals, and we're going to get these through the updates. Again, it's going to be a very enjoyable campaign. Another subclass here, the Shepherd. Whoa, what the heck makes a Shepherd? Like, this really good stuff. Ghazni is a hero who's like a vampire lord, so this is kind of cool. Another subclass here, Kinetic Fist. I really want to learn about these because they're like prestige classes in D&D, and they are all amazing because you start off as a monk, but you can split into 2 different classes, and the Kinetic Fist is one of them they can split in. It's normally, well, I'm saying they could split into 2. Here it's splitting into 1, which they don't always split into 2, and there's a chance that they could split into 3 certain ones. Like in D&D, if you pick a wizard, you can split into necromancy or elementalist, or whatever. I can't remember exactly what they are, the prestige classes, but you get my point. They're very exciting to learn what the subclasses are and how they differ from the main class. You know, like here's 6 new locations on the map. And adventure hooks. Okay, magical research tower. Extra floors to the tower. What will that bring? Rules for betting in arena fights. Fantastic on the RPG, this. And so we're getting like more and more, and it's all very, very, very exciting. And stuff yet to unlock. They're showing us what we have not unlocked, and this is including minis into the character pack here, more weapons and stuff. It's all really cool. It's just adding so much content, etc. Also from day one, they've got their social goals up here, and we can see the community challenge as we're going up this goal. And so what I'm trying to say in TDLR is, this is so planned. They had a preview page you could come to and see the costs that were very high. Fair enough. They have got their stretch goals all planned with a cadence in the stretch goals. You can see here 10k, 10k, 10k. So they're kind of what we might know as mini stretch goals, but the actual content that's coming from them is actually as big as a stretch goal. So it's a hybrid, a very good hybrid. They've got social goals from the very beginning. 2 of these have been unlocked. These are the remaining ones here. They might not get Kick Track #1 spot until Black Rose Wars is complete, And I'm going to be talking about that one because that's the example I'm going to use for Bloat. Alright, but I had to come here and show you a high pledge and why I'm high pledging. Because one, it's all transparent. I knew going in on day one the content, and everything that's been left is going to be the mystery behind all of the stretch goal unlocks, right? Now let's go to the main example of Bloat and the story why I'm doing this video. Now, Black Rose was Rebirth. I was actually back in this game, and I didn't realize, but someone in my playgroup was also backing the game, so I cancelled my pledge because I can get something else, which is going to be top secret. Isofarian Guard. I'm going to be doing a video on that very soon. Trust me, that one looks really good. And it's showing a thing that all Kickstarters need to do. But that'll be for the next video. Anyway, or two, we'll say. So Black Rose was coming in here. We didn't know if there was going to be a 5 to 6 player expansion. We didn't know what the add-ons were going to be. We didn't know. They're doing daily unlocks here, and which is fine as it is. And they're doing like a social thing. It's actually quite good what they're doing. But this Kickstarter, my friend contacted me and said, I've cancelled my pledge. And he's like, I said, why? And he says, Bloat. Okay, so I thought I needed to come here and see what he's talking about. And what Bloat is you get a surprise during the campaign, which is something you've got to pay for. Right, because you're going in on day one, 129 euros, great, right? Some people in the comments here, like original backer, that's really expensive for what we're seeing here. But you know, this 129 euros represents last day of the campaign when everything's been unlocked. So not too shabby about the price, and I knew going in it was going to be this, so you know, hands down, happy. Now we got the first add-on, and yeah, really cool. The box animation. This is new. Let's go down to these add-ons. They're making these boxes, which is really cool. I do like the boxes that they're doing here. I am going to do a final video for this game to show you all the things, and I won't be negative in that video, but I am going to be negative in this video. Let's just get past all these stretch goals. They've actually updated this, haven't they, to make it look like you're getting more. The daily stretch goals. Yeah, I remember playing this. It was actually really fun. And the new daily dude. Right. Here we go. All these add-ons. Dear me. The first add-on they had was Irene the Wanderer at 10 euros, which was not too bad because she's kind of she's the main protagonist in the social event. And there was this really cool 25 euro pledge here for the book, where they asked the publisher to make the book in English. And the publisher actually made this really big book that you could open out and get Irene in here. So this is really nice. I mentioned this on when I covered this video, right? So there we go. We've seen like something that is like cosmetic or not related to the game. It's a book. You don't really need it, right? Ducas here was the day one. Was it day one or first 48 hours? Can't remember. Early bird. Now, the Deadly Masks here is the 5 to 6 player expansion. Optional. That's completely optional. The Gaia Reborn here is a crossover with Nova Ateus Resistance. This is completely optional. But you might want to get this because of the avatar here, and she's like a boss avatar. So this is something you're not getting in the base game. It's like an advanced boss, so it's like a very, very hard boss, and you're going to have to pay for that. And here now, the apocalypse. I mean, oh my god. This is the bloat. Right? Because, you know, people are asking for School of Magics. You're getting 4 School of Magics in this box. And you're getting tournament sleeves in this box, even if you don't want them. You're also getting a custom mage card pad where you can design your own mage. And, oh man, this is what really frustrates me about Bloat, because it completely turns you off the game, right? You're coming in here on 129 pledge and you think it's high, and now you're seeing all these add-ons, and suddenly you're looking at like it's going to be probably 300 euros when they're done. We don't even know if this is the last drop. And so when you're coming in and you think, okay, the pledge is 129, and then suddenly your pledge is going near 300 when you factor these, if you want all this in. It's kind of a punch in the face, and it's a little bit too much. It's one of my bugbears. And I'm going to show you an example of I don't normally pledge for a game and then unpledge. There's a couple of reasons why I would unpledge. One of them is I pledge for the game, contact them, how much is shipping to Mexico, and when I finally get the shipping and it's the same price as the game, I'm like, forget it. I'm sorry, I have to take my pledge out because the shipping is just astronomically high here to Mexico. That is an obvious no-brainer, right? But the other one is Bloat, and I had to cancel the Kickstarter this year because of Bloat. And I can see why my friend had to pull out of it, because it was just getting too big. The pledge for him was just getting too big. Oh man, Bloat. And what they should have done is Black Rose Wars Rebirth, right? 129 with the dailies, with none of this in it. None of it. Maybe the 5 to 6 player expansion, yes, and the book. Because what they should have done is Black Rose Wars Rebirth this year and a reprint next year with some expansions for Black Rose Wars Rebirth. In the expansions, you put the Apocalypse as a new expansion, with the Design Your Own Mage section that they've put in this box with 4 new Schools of Magic that will sell like hotcakes. And a boss avatar with Fantastic Mini here that would also be part of this, and this kind of stuff. And you could have put some more stuff in, and this would have been like a 99 euro expansion for Rebirth. And lots of people that have missed this Kickstarter could have then come back, got this game again, and got these expansions with it, right? So you kind of got 2 Kickstarters in one Kickstarter here, in my opinion. And, you know, there is people saying, look at all the stuff you're getting with the game. Some people might not even like the game. They might not even want this content. But for me, it's the surprise of it. It's these big monetarily hits that are coming in. And I don't believe in fear of missing out. I just believe in pulling the hell out. That's what I believe in. When they put this bloat in, I'm out of there, mate. I'm out of there. You should have done a reprint in another year with this stuff as a first, with an expansion for Rebirth. It's like outrageous. It so offends me. This surprise, a monetary surprise. When I showed you Tanares Adventures, I knew everything coming in. There was no monetary surprises, and all the surprises are going to be fantastic. Look, you could have come in here and said, here's the cost of the expansions, Apocalypse. We're not telling you what Apocalypse is. We just keep it vague. And in the next update every day, we're going to explain it. Day 1, we explain what the School of Magics are going to be. Day 2, you show off the Horseman Minis. Day 3, you talk about the custom Mage Pad, etc. That's the excitement then, because you know the cost coming in, and on the updates, the excitement is every day you unveiling the mystery of what these boxes are. Phenomenal. That's how they should have done it. But this throwing it all on the one campaign is the reason I would have thought I might have to pull out here, and why my friend did pull out. It's like offensive, and you've got cosmetic add-ons as well, which kind of, again, I mean, if I was backing this and I wanted the all-in, and I'm getting cosmetic updates as well, especially the playmat, how big is this pledge going to be? And that is like the joke. It's the joke. Be transparent on day one with all of the pledges. I just think it's, I don't know. This game has been leaking backers since it started. It has been leaking backers. And bloat for me. I don't know if people have left after seeing this, but it's just more bloat. And trust me, the game's coming out in September. You're going to be wanting to back. And yeah, let me show you the other one. It's going to surprise you, this, when you see which one I got bloat on and I just cancelled my pledge. Let's go to it. Oh, the 7th Citadel. I was so excited for this game, like mega excited, and I was in on this day one. So good. But this bloody game had bloat. Oh, man, the bloat of just surprises of extra things on the campaign. Ugh. I mean, if all it needs to do is come in and say what it is on day one, and I would not have gone. It was just, you thought you were getting this collector's edition, and then they started to fire out the bloat. And all these things that they just kept adding for you to add on to your pledge. The collector's storage box with sleeves. I mean, you'd want all of this. You'd want all of it coming in, and they should have had it on in day one. So day one, I can evaluate this. Gameplay all in on day one, so I can evaluate all this. And it's like, yes, gameplay all in. But look, this bloody box here is adding €60. Leaflets, €60. You'd want this kind of stuff. Quest item binder, lovely. And but they know if they did a non-gameplay all-in, just a super all-in with everything, you would have been paying high. But on day one, I could have factored it in. But it was the fact that I came in on day one at 69, and when I factored in how much everything would cost, I was way up there beyond 69, and it was just bloat. It just bloated too much. And this is it for me. Tell me on day one how much I need to pay. Don't surprise me during the campaign with expansions and big box things that I have to pay extra. I want to see it on day one. So I can come down these pledges and go, okay, that's that pledge. That's the gameplay all in. How much is it with everything, including the big box? Okay, so this game's going to cost me €200. And on the day one, I can commit to the whale pledge and know that's everything. But when you sit here and it just keeps adding and adding and adding, like Black Rose Wars is starting to do, I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. That's it. I am out of here. And again, 7th Citadel, when it comes out, it's going to be very hard to get. They could have just done a reprint the year after with all these expansions. You know, reprint with new expansions to come to and a bigger box. So, oh man, the 7th Citadel. And I know you peeps might be saying, but you don't need all these things. You just don't need all these things. I want to pledge for the way it was supposed to come, right? I want to pledge what the designers created, And I just want to see it on day one. It's this monetary surprise. It's just a shock. I'm at 69 and suddenly I need to go up. I need to go up, up, up the pledge that it's double this. It's gone triple this. And that is horrendous. Ugh. I'm sorry. My appetite for Citadel and how much I really wanted for it. Just forget about it. Turned my back, walked away. There's no FOMO with me. There isn't. What I know when these games come out, I have expendable outcome. I've got a budget for them, right? But when they just keep adding the bloat, when you've got to pay for it, it's like, forget it. I'm out of here. That you should have been upfront. So there you go, peeps. We're back to Tanares, the Kickstarter that was upfront with all the pledges on day one, and I picked the whale pledge and even added on some stuff. Dear me. Because I'd factored that in. I knew it was coming. I budgeted for it. And I know there's going to be no surprises, monetary expansions, or anything like that to put my pledge up. So, man, because the monetary bloat could come out a year later. Then you're not pissing me off. And you're actually giving more people a chance to get back your game when you do expansions for a Kickstarter. So there we are, peeps. Bloat. Why it's a bugbear of mine on Kickstarter. An example of why I've walked away from a campaign and why my friend has walked away from a campaign. And will I go back to Black Rose Wars Rebirth? I really don't think so. Why? Because the money of that pledge, as soon as I knew I did not need to pledge for it, I looked around and I found Isofarian Guard. There's no way I'm walking away from that beast. And that's it, the competition's too high. And I know Isofarian Guard will get to the table more than Black Rose Wars will. That's kind of a heavier game. So, you add this bloat in, you're going to upset people. All you need to do is take that monetary bloat out and put it as a future expansion on Kickstarter, where you do a reprint for the first campaign. That's it. It's so simple. It really is so simple. All right, peeps, there you go. This video has all been about bloat, and I've shown you examples of a Kickstarter that shows you all the tiers of the pledges right at the beginning, where all the surprises you're going to get through that campaign are wonderful. And I've just compared that with two Kickstarters that gave you a non-transparent pledges and kept firing content at you that you had to pay for. Yeah, you either show it on day one and let people decide if they're going to pay that much, or you don't at all. It needs to be on there on day one or not at all. And I'm sorry for those people that may disagree with bloat and all that stuff, but for me it's a kick in the teeth when they do it. It's shocking that they do it, and it's like playing on the FOMO when you see something added that you need to add to your pledge. So yeah, that kind of FOMO tactic for me is get the hell out of there. I don't know. Please let me know your feelings on this issue. When you're on a Kickstarter and the actual pledge starts growing from day one because they're adding bloated expansions during the length of the campaign. It's absolutely shocking. It really is, peeps. and just recently backed Flamecraft, and what a campaign that was. Absolutely fantastic. If you look at the stretch goals in that game, they were really cool to go through. Tanares here, wonderful campaign. Can't wait to find out about all these stretch goals that I've gone through. Fascinating project. Black Rose was a black stain on what it could have been. But like I said, when I do my final thoughts on Black Rose Wars, I'll have no negativity on that video, because I'm just going to send them to this video, to be frank. They want my negative part of it. But yeah, let me know in the comments, peeps, what your bugbears with Kickstarters are. This is the big one for me, and of course the other one, shipping, of course. But hey, I must thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the content and you love Kickstarter games and stuff like this, please think about subscribing and hitting that bell. And yeah, give the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. So I must thank you so much for watching. This has been Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I've been the host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.